Hi, I'm Jessica McBride, and I'm the founder of Tech Savvy Assistant. Today, I'm here with founder Haefa Mansour of EA Buddy to talk about all of the cool things that EA Buddy is bringing to the executive assistant teams. Haefa, let's talk first about what inspired you to start EA Buddy and what are the goals that you were aiming to, what are the holes that you were aiming to fill when you were developing this product?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're fairly new, started about a year ago, and where I was originally inspired by just lots of conversations I had with EAs about how there were so many scheduling tools on the market, but so many of them broke basically when you're scheduling on behalf of someone else. Um, so a lot of the EAs I worked with at a former company had all sorts of ideas about, things that they could do to make their processes more efficient or help reduce mistakes. And so this started as a side project where I just started, building features by one for this group, and eventually grew into the platform that we have today and continues to grow.
Cool. And along your journey, what are some of the challenges that you've come across when interacting with EAs and trying to get this product into their hands?
Yeah. So it's been like wonderful chatting with so many EAs about the products that we're developing, and we've gotten a lot of really positive feedback and support. The most challenging thing has actually been just around like being able to empower them to be able to take it to their, whether it's their IT departments or their manager or something else. So I've often run into EAs who like are really excited about the tool, but then haven't asked for specific tools before in the past, or haven't asked for budget, or don't really know how to ask for the things that they need. And so that's something that we've been working through, and definitely has been a challenge.
That is also a challenge I see in the day to day. Hopefully, we can continue to build on that. As we continue to kind of build EA Buddy and expand, what are some of your long-term goals for it?
Yeah, I mean, long term, I would love for this to be the absolute best platform for EAs on the market. Right now, we're helping out with a lot of scheduling tasks. We're moving into more kind of task management and AI, more advanced AI type features. And I'm working with a small core group of EAs on developing that, and super excited for what comes next.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to lead into a demonstration and show off all the really cool things that EA Buddy is capable of. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes of your time to come and talk with us. And I hope you like the video that I'm creating of your product. And yeah, this is the lead in. So stay tuned for EA Buddy videos. So this is the homepage for eabuddy.com. I'm going to sign in since I have an account. When it loads up, you're going to see my Outlook calendar. So as you can see, therapy and cat cafe included. This is my schedule from last week. I'm going to go ahead and go into the next week so I can go and propose times. This is where I can select different time slots that I'm available. And it's going to populate over here on the left a template that suggests the times that I'm free. I can do a couple of things from here. I could save my meeting, which is going to track it. I can create an email, which is going to populate into my Outlook, or I could copy the time slots so that I could copy and paste them into my Outlook. So if I create the email, it's going to open up in my Outlook. And provide those suggested time slots. If I wanted to copy them, I would just say copy time slots. I could delete this, and you'll see it copies and pastes those time slots. The next feature is Autofind times. So I'm going to click into it. And over here on the side, it has the meeting name, the meeting duration, and a date restriction. So I'm going to say before next Friday. And I'm going to click suggest meeting times. And now it automatically pulls up areas where I'm available. Same options. I can create an email draft, or I can copy the time slots and then put them in myself. Additionally, I can save the meeting And it's going to keep track of that for later so that I don't double book myself. Another option is the availability grid. So I'm going to click this and it's going to match up everyone's availability for large group meetings for 4+ people. So we're going to choose the date and times for our availability windows. So since we're already kind of towards the end of the month, I'm just going to go ahead and say March. I'm going to say Monday the 4th, Wednesday the 6th, and Friday the 8th. The earliest time being 10 a.m. and the latest time being 5 is fine. So we're going to submit that. And it has provided the availability windows. I can also make the responses private. So when I'm sending this out, not everybody sees everybody else's. And we're also going to receive email notifications each time somebody enters or edits availability. So now I can save and create the link. And I can send this to the people that I need to find out when they're available. I also can create the email from here. And it will populate an email for me. Now, as we've been making all of these meetings, sometimes it gets hard to keep track of everything. So this is where Meeting Tracker comes into play. Click into Meeting Tracker, and all of these meetings that I've been proposing times to have been tracked in here so that everybody, well, not everybody, so that I can keep track of them. We also do have the public view of the availability grid, but this way you always have an eye on anything that you have outstanding. And if we don't want to keep track of them anymore, maybe they're not going through, we just simply delete them. So that is the Meeting Tracker. A really cool thing that's been added in is the availability to use ChatGPT. So we click in. This is a ChatGPT bot that has been tuned for executive assistants. So for example, as it lists here, you can ask it to help you set goals or write an itinerary. Let's do write some goals. And now our helpful little EA buddy is adding some information about how we can set some SMART goals. It has an email writer basic. So we can say, how can we write this email? And there you go. Now it's written a template email for us. I don't have anything for it to summarize, but would also summarize a document. And Email Writer Pro is an additional feature that you can give it the recipient. What do you want to say? Be very specific. This is basically doing the prompting for you, and it's going to write the email on your behalf. Something that I have heard a lot from executive assistants is they'd really like a calendar digest to be able to show their person they support kind of where they're spending their time. So EA Buddy has this feature. You can click in to Calendar Digest. And I'm going to say that I want to know for the month of February, all of the meetings that I have attended. I want to see their date, their time, their meeting name, and the location. And then I can create the digest. Oh, I forgot. I have to select my own executive profile because you can have multiple profiles. So we'll hit Create Digest. And there you go. I could send this to my superior if I had one, but it's me. So I'm just going to take a look at it. And these are the meetings that I've had in February. Now, this is my favorite feature because I'm notorious for not understanding time zones. So I work with people in Sydney a fair bit. So I need to schedule an appointment with my peer in Sydney. So I'm going to select Sydney, Australia. And then it pulls out the suggested time windows and it has them color coded so you can kind of see, is this a good time for both of us or is this a bad time? So for example, I want to do a course in Sydney times, but obviously there's not a whole lot. So I can see that if I started my course at 5 p.m., that would be 9 a.m. for Sydney, which I think is perfect. I mean, it's not perfect in that I don't like to do anything after 5 p.m., but I'm going to make an exception for this. So we're going to change the start times over here, p.m. And since it's a 3-hour course, it's going to go till 9 p.m. If I wanted to add additional times, I would just add the plus button and say, alternatively, we can start at 6 p.m. and we can go to 9 p.m. my time. Over here, it's populating all of the time choices and it's showing them very clearly the time zones that they're in. You can also do multiple cities. So I'm in Toronto, somebody's in San Francisco. And then also we have somebody in London. So now it's going to bring up all of these times and we'll be able to kind of take a look and see, is there any time that works for all of us? Sure enough, we have a couple of different options. You can also view this in the calendar view, which is going to bring up your calendar. And so I am going to say, 9 a.m. this time, 10 a.m. this time. Okay. And then when I exit out, it's going to show those. That was EA Buddy, the best scheduling tool available on the market for executive assistants. I'm Jessica McBride. I'm the founder of Tech Savvy Assistant, and I thank you for coming along on this video with me. If you're interested in learning more, go to eabuddy.com, or if you're interested in more trainings, visit techsavvyassistant.com, and I hope you have a wonderful day.